Hi, Empress C. Bennett here, the Empress of Empowerment. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video. As I mentioned yesterday in my live video on my page, I will be covering spiritual connection this week. And I'm very excited to talk about what it means to be connected to spirit. And spiritual connection is something that is very near and dear to me. I think establishing my own spiritual connection with God has been one of the most transformative things in my life that allowed me to grow immensely, exponentially over the past couple of years. And I'm going to start with the disclaimer. We are always connected to spirit. It's impossible not to be connected to spirit. So when I say connected, spiritual connection, or what it means to be connected to spirit, I'm actually talking about allowing spirit to lead in our lives. So allowing this intelligence, this the power and guidance of this intelligence that's actually built into us to lead in our lives. This is why it's important. Our spirit is our divine connection with God. So that is how God actually shows up in us. That's all of the guidance that we are naturally imbued with when we come into this life. And when we pray, when we meditate, the answers that we're looking for show up through our spirit. Our spirit's always there. It's that thing that doesn't yell at us or scream at us, but it's always kind of whispering to us. And it's always guiding us. Just in the complex nature of human beings, we have the opportunity to live in completely alternate reality through our ego. So the alternative to a spirit-led life is actually an ego-driven life. And as a person that spent the better part of a decade actually running really hard, blindly driven by my ego, burnt out, broke down, unsatisfied, very unhappy, despite my optimistic nature, I choose a spirit-led life now. It's like a no-brainer. At first, it seems extremely counterintuitive because the ego tells us you're crazy to listen to your heart or your spirit. You're crazy. That doesn't make sense. However, if you really think about it, what would you trust? In my opinion, the ego, I would actually compare it to a computer that is not connected to the internet. And so the only thing that you can use that computer for is the things that are already built into the computer. So if it's limited in what it has on it, say you bought a brand new laptop and it doesn't have anything on it, or it just has the programs on it that come with the computer, well, that's all you can do. And your spirit, I would liken to the internet, which means it has access to a whole lot more knowledge and information than a computer that's not connected to the internet. So your ego, in my opinion, or our egos, my ego, for me, it only has about 32 years of experience, and it's very limited experience. So I can only depend on it to give me answers based on what I've already experienced in life. And that's what it does. And it produces feelings and limitations and behaviors based on what I've already experienced, based on the information around me that is familiar to me. And it tries to protect me from things that are unknown, that don't have a predetermined outcome. However, your spirit, with it being your divine connection to God, God is an infinite intelligence. So if you're in sync with your spirit, you're in sync with this infinite intelligence, and it opens you up to way more possibilities that you would have if you actually decided to depend on the ego and turn away from spirit. And we have that choice. If you look at the world around us, a lot of us are out here living ego-driven lives. And the thing about the ego, it always keeps you in competition. It always is unsatisfied or comparing you to somebody else or telling you you're not good enough. And you know, it's only doing good for so long before it needs to be doing better at something else. And spirit brings you such a beautiful peace of mind in your journey of becoming and unfolding. And I had this beautiful analogy come to me this morning when I was thinking about recording this video. Think about this. Think about a horse being ridden by a jockey. Hard, fierce, fast, running, and this horse is just being ran as fast as it could. Seems like it's being chased by someone. Not only that, the jockey that's riding the horse has a whip that it takes out, and it's whipping the horse so to go faster, to go harder. Now, also think about another horse that's being walked down a path on its way to a river to drink, and this jockey's leading the horse by its reins, and they're just walking along, and the horse might get on, and he might, like, trot ahead on the horse, but he takes the time to stop and brush the horse. So think about this. In your life, which of those horses would you want to be? Would you like to be the horse that's being ridden really hard, pushed and whipped in a race or competition with nobody that really exists? Or would you like to be the horse that's being led and treated gently and loved? It's kind of a no-brainer. Who wants to be that horse that's being ridden hard and basically abused? But when we choose an ego-driven life, that's a lot of what we experience, and we come to accept it as normal. And it's not. There's a better way. There's always a better way. And in my opinion, I think you should always choose spirit if there is a choice. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out the others in this series. I'll be talking about signs that you are connected to spirit, signs that you are not connected to spirit, and also daily practices that you can implement into your life to grow your spiritual connection. All right, Empress Bennett, your Empress of Empowerment. Thank you for watching.